right. Let's see if we're alive. Hey, all right, we're live. Let people roll in here. Get this thing posted to the Facebook machine. How's everyone doing tonight? You guys ready to have a good time? A little recap of whatever's going on in the world of Turtle Boy. Let's see. I'm going to call this open forum for discussion because I don't really have anything new to talk about besides the shit we've been talking about the last few times. But I just like to come on here and chat with people and talk. I'll talk about whatever anyone wants to talk about tonight. Special night. Where'd it go? Where the hell did my video go? Are we live? Let's see. I'll go ahead now and share. What the hell's happening? Let's go right on in. All right, we're good. Let me see. Copy this, save this joint. How do I save this? All right, we're good. Let me see. Copy this, save this joint. All right, I'm going to go ahead right now and I'm going to share. So if you guys are watching this right now, I'm sharing it on the Philip Prentice Facebook page. Clarence Woods Emerson is suspended for another 23 days. So I would ask, if you're not already following Philip V. Prentice with 1L, go ahead and give him a follow on Facebook because that is where we will be riding out the storm for the next 23 days unless he gets suspended, which he probably will, in which case we will be on the Terrence Colley Facebook page. And if we can last for 23 days on that, then we'll be good. But if we can't, then I go to the Tommy B. Ryder Facebook pages. I got 4. I've never needed more than that. We'll see if we get there. Now, the TB News page has been taken down. It's just gone. So we'll get to that in a moment. So I'm going to go ahead right now, and I am going to start the podcast, and we'll get this party started. All right. Come on there, Turtle. All right, welcome, Turtle Riders, to Uncle Turtle Boy's Late Night Garage Podcast. This podcast, as always, is brought to you by our good friends over at Garage Doors Plus in Quincy. The number one way that you can support Turtle Boy Nation and what we do here, while we're constantly under attack, is to do business with our sponsors. Now, Garage Doors Plus in Quincy, they're kind of a particular brand. If you don't own a garage, obviously it's going to be hard to hire them. But if you do own a garage and you need a new garage doors system installed, for instance, if you have one of those old rickety garages and you got to get out of your car like a savage, open it up manually, and then close it manually, it's time to get with the times. Go online, gdplus.com, talk to my buddy Chris. He will go anywhere pretty much in New England except for Coleraine. He will come over that day. He will install... First of all, he's going to give you a price that's so fair, it's going to blow your doors off. You're probably going to hire him on the spot. And he's going to fix it that day. He's going to put the whole system in. You're going to get a nice little clicker. Boom, garage door goes up. Boom, garage door goes down. Problem solved forever. Check him out online at gdplus.com. All right. So with that said, as you guys saw, the TB News is down. So make sure you're following our newest Facebook page, Turtle Boy Sport. What's it called? Turtle Boy Super Terrific Happy Page. To keep up with all the content. That'll probably get taken down pretty soon too. Who knows? You never know with these douchebags. But anyway, people are asking about the Hadassah blog. So I've pretty much covered most of the content on there. I'm just going to do one more follow-up blog. Like, it needs a conclusion, right? Like, this story needs a conclusion. And that's kind of what we can discuss right now, is what remedies we need to take. Because obviously, nothing has been done about this, right? And I'm pretty pissed about it. And now it's like, it's time to take action with this whole bullshit. And I'm kind of glad that Hadassah's taken me to court. And I mentioned this the other day, I think, in the blog. Maybe that's one thing we could talk about, is Hadassah's... We can start with that. Hadassah's affidavit. Let's just read that for a moment. Come on, where'd it go? 15 outright lies in Hadassah's affidavit. All right. So, Hadassah's taking me to court. She's not suing me, right? As soon as I heard that, first of all, she sent the freaking summons to my parents' house in Worcester. I haven't lived in my parents' house in like 15 years. And for some parents' house, of course. So I had to go down to the Worcester post office, get it. I read it all. And, of course, I'm being summoned. And people, I wasn't worried that it was going to be another lawsuit because, quite frankly, lawsuits take time. Like, you can't just draft. It would take, like, a few weeks at least for her to, like, get an attorney, file an official complaint, get it all whatever, and get sent to me. I knew it was going to be a harassment order, right? Now, I have not a restraining order, whatever. This ain't my first rodeo when it comes to restraining orders, guys. I feel like I'm like a trailer park douchebag, essentially. How many restraining order hearings I've had, like, in the last year. I've dealt with, obviously, Charlotte McFarland earlier in the year. I still don't know if that's a guy or a girl. I think it's a chick. I think it has a vagina. I don't want to misgender them. But Charlotte took out that restraining order against me, even though I had never spoken to this individual before in my life. I had not even blogged about this individual in my life. As a matter of fact, I had blocked them at all costs. And I'm still fucking mad about that. I'm still mad about having to go to Brighton District Court in Brookline, of all places, and explain, with my two kids, my two crotch roots, drag them down there and explain to the judge, and get yelled at by the judge too, because this loser has nothing to do and drags me down to court. And I have to, like, talk my way out of it. And I do, because I didn't do anything wrong. And then the ADA, I still fucking hate that bitch. She's such a cunt. She's the worst person who ever lived, and I hope she's hearing that. My mom doesn't like it when I use the word cunt, but there's no fucking better word I can use to describe this woman. She's a cunt. That's all she is. Margaret Haggerty, the ADA, who literally came up to me after I won that harassment order and says to me, well, we're still going to get you. Oh, that still angers me. Fuck her. Anyway, so I know a thing or two about restraining orders. First of all, I got one. I ended up turning the tables on Charlotte. I got a harassment order on her. And we're pressing charges. Like, I don't know who presses charges. The Assistant District Attorney's Office is pressing charges against her for criminal something. I think it's criminal harassment. She threatened to burn my house down. So I knew this was going to be a harassment order with Hadassah. And I welcome that because I don't have to pay for an attorney for that. When they sue you, you have to pay for an attorney, and that really sucks. So with this, I can just whatever. However, and I'm like looking forward to beating this because it's going to be so freaking easy. These harassment orders taken out by jokes are just so easy to beat. Bring it on. Like, I could do that with the civil lawsuits too, but you're not allowed to. So anyway, Hadassah has taken out this whole thing, and I got an attorney. An attorney reached out to me pro bono, and I'm not revealing who this attorney is because I want it to be a surprise for Hadassah in court on Thursday. So if you're around Milford on Thursday, I will be there. All right, I will be there at 9 o'clock for my hearing. Feel free to stop by. Come on over. If they want to treat the courts like a circus, then I will treat it like a circus. I'm going to wear all my Turtle Boy shit, and I encourage a crowd. Anybody who wants to come down, I'll be there, okay? I'm really looking forward to my day in court with this woman. You know, her best move was to just literally shut the house down and run away and change her name like she's done plenty of times before. but she wants to poke the turtle. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Like, I'm not. That's no. Just be clear. That's not a threat in any way. A lot of people think when I say don't poke the turtle, it's like a threat. It's like, no, I'm just saying don't poke me. Don't poke the turtle. Okay. We don't mean any problems. We don't want to have beef with anybody. But if you just keep poking us, then we have no choice but to bite back. See what I'm saying? It's not that hard to figure out. So, let's look at her affidavit to see some of the lies, of the many lies that she has in here. First of all, she's got freaking, her handwriting looks exactly as you all imagined it would, right? And, I mean, look at this shit. Oh, good Lord. Let's read it. So, let's go through it line by line. So, it says, the defendant, Aidan Carney, began contacting me by phone, told me he was an investigator. It told me he was going to be investigating the women's and children's shelter that I have owned and operated for 11 years. So, first of all, Hadassah, you've been a nonprofit for 5 years or 6 years. So you're admitting right there that you have been doing this whole thing. Well, you weren't supposed to be doing this whole thing because you are a gypsy. That's what you are, Hadassah. You might not be a Romani or whatever they call them, like the official definition of a gypsy, but you have a lot of gypsy-like tendencies. This is what gypsies do. Gypsies move around a lot. Right? Gypsies and their families lie. Characteristics of a gypsy. You even call yourself a Russian, which is pretty close to where the gypsies are from, etc. So, let's talk about that first statement for a second. So, she said that I was a reporter. Yet, here's the message that I initially sent her on Facebook. It says, "Hi, Hadassah. I saw your post about the company doing work outside of your business. Terrible what they're doing to you. I'm a reporter and would like to look into this more. I don't even mention the fucking house. I'm responding to that post she put up on July 23rd in which she whined, or July 22nd, in which she whined that the Karma Cafe was losing all this business because Eversource was doing construction outside. No. Karma Cafe, the punishment cafe as Brett calls it, was not getting any business because it's a fucking punishment cafe. Because you go in there and you stare at a wall and you eat fucking shitty food and Vladimir has to run to Stop and Shop for it and it takes an hour to get there. So anyway, I messaged her. As you can see, I'm not pretending to be an investigator. This is what she's hiding behind. Oh, you claiming that you were a cop. I literally told you I'm a reporter right there. You know, like I am a reporter. I couldn't possibly be more clear about it. We had a conversation. She invites me down there to do two things, to see the shelter and see your book. She wants to show me. So I'm like, yeah, I'm doing a story about it. Of course I'd like to see that. Now, I knew when I went down there would be some type of shenanigans involved in there. I had a feeling about this, just knowing this woman's past, talking to people who've dealt with her, etc. I knew there'd be something going on here. And indeed there was, as we've kind of covered in the whole series. All right. So he goes, what does he say? He came to the cafe. We were closed. The thrift shop that I've run for the purpose of search. You need to stop with that bullshit, Hadassah. Nobody believes that the Karma Cafe is doing so well that it can subsidize an entirely different mortgage somewhere else in Milford. That's just fucking stupid. Nobody believes that. Secondly, I did not demand to see anything. You literally invited me down there to see your books. You did. That's it. I went down there to see your books. I saw your books, some of them. I saw a lot of shadiness, and then you kicked me out. But you didn't kick me out of, like, Milford. You're like, let's go to the house next. So I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. So, anyway, so there's lies, 2 and 3? She then goes on. He then interrogated me for around an hour. First of all, I questioned everything. That's literally what I was there to do, doing an investigation. For around an hour, he videotaped me without my knowledge. I'm literally standing there. So this is me, guys. When I was doing it, I'm like going like this. The fuck do you think I'm doing? She told me at one point, right? She goes, getting so mad. Aidan, that's it. I'm gonna videotape you. And she's like, okay. I'm like, and I go, you're gonna videotape me? Fine. I'm gonna videotape you too. So that's why I took it out. We had a videotape off. I actually followed through. I made it very clear. I'm taping you. She didn't. Her loss. In that video, if you watch it, like I go, like it turns sideways because I'm like standing there after a while. I got sick of holding it like this. Just fucking, I literally am holding it like this. Okay? Because I'm like crossing my arms like this, basically. That's how I'm holding it. So, anyway, we go back there. He began video recording one of the residents without her permission. Again, standing there doing that. Lies. He became hostile and aggressive. You guys saw that video. Go back and watch the video if you haven't seen it. It's literally 8 minutes of her going, this is the conversation. Will you let me talk? Okay, go ahead, talk. Will you let me talk? Yeah, go ahead. Why? There you go again. You keep talking. Are you going to let me talk? Go ahead, talk. No! This is what you're being crazy, Aiden. You're being crazy. That there was like literally 2 hours of that, basically. That was my time with her. So that's how I knew that all of the rumors about everything I was told about her turned out to be very underrated, actually. Like I didn't know exactly what I was getting into. I thought I was dealing with a slightly crazy person, but I'm like, holy shit, this is a fucking story right here. So anyway, she goes on to say, he then left at 11:27 and called the Milford Board of Health. True, I did, because it was fucking disgusting in there. The call came into them at 12:05. Steve Garabedian arrived at the shelter at 12:18 and told me that Aiden called him and second reported the shelter is deplorable. All true. Second, in serious condition. True. The Board of Health inspector inspected the entire property, at which time he told me that the shelter was in great condition and he found no problems. And you know what? Sadly, what she's saying right there is true, but not true at the same time. Like, the guy did tell her that, and therein lies the problem. I was at this fucking house. Like, you have to be raised by wolves to think that this is a fair condition to live in. I'm like, there's so many obvious things you can see. And here's the thing. If the Board of Health wants to, in any town or any, this is the one that you can afford to be picky about and not give them a lot of second chances. Because it's like, do they not fucking read? Are the only people in Milford who haven't read these blogs the people who work at the Board of Health? That's what I want to know. Is there anyone at the Board of Health in Milford under the age of 70? I'd like to know that. Anyway, it was completely unfounded, untrue. He began coming to the shelter and parking to take pictures. Now, that's just a flat-out lie. That implies that I came back to the shelter. No, I got the fuck out of there. I've never been back. I don't plan on being back there anytime soon. And even if I did sit outside and take pictures, that would be permissible. However, it may be grounds for a restraining order. So just to make it clear, I did not do that. She is lying. She signed this under the pains and penalties of perjury. I declare under penalty of perjury that all these are facts. No. What can I ask you guys? If what I don't get is that why is it under the pains and penalty? Like, it's not like she's going to be charged with perjury, even though these are all clearly lies, right? So what's the point of even having that on a form? Like, do you guys see her being charged with perjury? I don't. So the Board of Health inspector called me and told me he was coming to the shelter on Thursday. He came with the building inspector, the fire inspector, the town inspector, and the health inspector. They inspected everything and asked me to please clean the gutters. Yeah, I'd say so. There's freaking trees coming out of that. Other than that, he said that in the hall, he detected a slight smell. I can't make you smell what I smelt, but it was the most horrid stench of cat piss ever. She goes on saying, they said in the shelter was in great condition. Just handle those two issues. Steve Garabedian told me that Aiden Carney had called him back, and he told him the shelter was in great condition. He did call me back. He did not say it was in great condition, but he said it was good enough. He did say that. Aiden became enraged and started making threats against Steve. That's just a bold-faced lie, guys. That is just a bold-faced lie. She's sitting there lying under the penalties of perjury. Lying. And when he says that, will she be charged with perjury? Because she just perjured herself. He then started calling my friends and family. I mean, she's treating this like a fucking joke. This is my big issue here with courts in this country in general. How is there no filter? Like, how is there not, like if you want to get on fucking Jeopardy, like, anyone can't just go on Jeopardy, right? Like, you have to fucking pass a test to get on there. You have to prove that, like, you might not win, but at least you're not, like, a complete fucking moron. You may get a couple right. Courts aren't that way at all. Like, there's literally nothing. Like, anyone can bring a lawsuit for fucking anything. There's no screener. Nobody looks through this. You're just like, yep, here's a court date, and this guy over here has to inconvenience himself, give up a day in his fucking life to go down there and deal with that. What if I had shit to do? Like, what if I was still teaching, right? I got to take a freaking personal day to come on. Give me a fucking break. So anyway, goes on to say, he began she goes, he then started calling my friends and family. That's a fucking lie. You don't have any friends. Who am I going to call? Nobody likes you. You're like the one person that we've ever blogged about that literally not a single person has come forward to defend you. Not one. There's been that one guy, Dennis King, but that guy's like 80 years old, and he's just literally an old guy on Facebook who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like, he's fucking cuckoo. That's it. You have no friends. Even the most ratchet of the ratchets has a Free My Boy crew that comes forward and is like, yo, free my boy, dog. You didn't do nothing done. What up, son? 100 emoji, what up, son? We gonna hold it down for you while you out, boy. Like, that hasn't happened with her. Every single resident, like, has come forward and been like, it was fucking terrible in there. It was fucking living hell. Living hell. Worst couple weeks of my life. You would think that after having thousands, allegedly, of people stay in the Grand Rivka shelter, one or two of them would come forward and be like, no, she's good people, dude. You're getting the wrong side of the story here. But it hasn't happened. She's to my autistic son. Oh, God, I hate it so much. Oh, for fuck's sake. The autistic bullshit, guys. This is like crutch. Autism's a real thing. It is. But not everyone's got fucking autism. Like, whenever someone's backed into a corner now, they're like, oh, no, he's autistic. Your son's not autistic, okay? He's fucked up because, you know, you're his fucking mother. Obviously, you're going to be a little damaged. Hadassah's the gypsy mom, right? Doesn't have a fucking job. He's a loser. And he's kind of a sociopath, too. And he, like Brett said on the show, when I was putting my crotch root back to bed the other night, like, he fucks hobos. That's right. He fucked a hobo. There was no better way to put it. God bless Brett. I was listening to that the other day. Oh, my God. Go back and watch the live show with a minute or two that I'm not on it, and you're going to laugh. He should just fucking... Listen up, guys. That fucking guy upstairs, he's fucking weird. Fucks hobos. Anyway, getting off topic. He is a weirdo, but he ain't autistic, okay? And I didn't, pretend to be investigated. This motherfucker chirps like a bird. Like, the dynamic between him and Hadassah, I still don't get. She saw him rat on her. Like, to me, to another woman, like, give up all this valuable information. Like, literally saying, like, oh, she's a freaking liar. She's a con artist. She's not Russian. She's not this. She's not that. Okay. And she read all of it, and she's just cool with it. Blames me. What? So, anyway, he began a smear campaign on Facebook, sending people to the shelter under the guise of needing help, only to write more lies. Wrong. That is absolutely wrong. Another lie. He's been calling me, having others call me. First of all, show me where I've ever had other people call her. Not once has that happened. This idiot spams her fucking phone number every time she posts. Because God knows she doesn't have a business phone number. So she just puts her personal cell phone number on there. Right? And she's like, call me. And if people called, that's why they called. Because she puts her fucking number everywhere. right? I've been under constant harassment. I'm afraid to go outside or to my business because of the constant harassment. So if you're being harassed, that sucks. Harassment's not cool. However, ordering them to, then what the fuck does that have to do with me? And why are you taking a restraining? Like, you need 3 examples of harassment. I forget. It's hard to do, especially against a non-family member. And if you do get a restraining order, there's like things you can't do. You can't like get, LTCs are hard. That's difficult. I'm sure there's other shit that goes along with it. And that's why I'm against these stupid red flag laws too, because they'll just be exploited with shit like that. I blocked him. I've done everything I can. He's still finding a way to torment and harass me. Okay, I can't edishly. Oh, boo, fucking who? Okay, he's trying to harass me. I'm writing about you. Like, these people don't understand what harassment means. Writing blogs about you is not harassment. Contacting you is harassment. I don't contact you. I just fucking blog about you. So, anyway, anybody have any questions about that or anything? There is, by the way, we're going to have, so I don't know if you guys saw on, was it Sunday, the South Coast today. I haven't blogged about that because it's Sweat Society in Dartmouth, which was a rival competitor of Jennifer Razadni's Hope Yoga. And, I'm being sued for that. I've talked about this on many podcasts before, but it's scary because it's like these people are rich and they have nothing better to do, and they have unlimited resources to just keep paying the lawyer to just keep drowning us in bullshit, and it's very draining on me financially. So I appreciate any and all donations you guys have made. I really do appreciate that. I'm just looking to like create a business model here, and I've been trying for a while that's like more sustainable. Because a couple years ago, Turtle Boy was doing great, man. I was killing it. I'm like, man, I might be rich doing this someday. This is gonna be fucking awesome. And then, got blacklisted by Google AdSense, banned by Facebook, banned by Twitter, and life kind of dealt me a shitty hand in that regard. So anyway, but you got to rebound, you got to survive, and that's what I'm here for. And I'm the last guy in the world who would ever want a donation button, but it is what it is. Now, I don't want to rely on donations, though. So I need to get creative. I need advertisers. And in order to get advertisers, I need salesmen, right? I've had multiple people come forward and say, and I spend time, I waste time speaking with them, training them, teaching them how to do this, do that. You guys see any sales on here? I don't see a single fucking ad on here, right? There's some people that talk the big game. Eric, the sales guy, talked the big game. I don't see any fucking sales on here. Do you? I see fucking nothing. So, he got me Beer Justice LLC. They never paid, so fuck them. He's ignoring my shit now too. I mean, I guess that's on me. I got to eat that, right? This is a debate I had with him. I'm like, well, you brought the guy in. Shouldn't you be paying me what he owes? And he's like, well, why should I take on someone else's debt? It's like, shouldn't it be your debt? Like, you're the salesman. I don't know. I'm new to this guy, so I'm going to get fucked over like this. That's the thing. I'm like fresh out of water. I'm the guy, you can pull one on these with, because guess what? I can't do shit about it. It sucks. It is what it is. But it's just like, if you're going to reach out to help me and then you do that to me, that actually makes it much worse. And that's why I'm like fucking pissed, right? Don't waste my time. My time is fucking valuable. Do not waste my time. So I need to come up with ways to make more money, essentially. If you know anybody that's interested in advertising on Turtle Boy, send them my way, please. Send them our way. I don't have a sales guy right. If you know somebody's interested in sales, like, that's actually serious about it. That's not interested in a fucking hour-long meeting with me in which we fucking talk it up and we have a good time and then you don't make a fucking sale. I'm not interested in that, right? I'm not interested in people that come back and they're like, well, I talked to this guy and, they're worried about, boycotts and harassers. It's like, that's your fucking job as a salesperson, to convince them that they don't have anything to worry about. Like, I fucking hate it when they come back to me with that shit. Like, well, yeah, I was getting this, I talked to this one, but they're worried about it. That's literally why you fucking exist in sales, to convince them not to worry about it. The fuck is wrong with people? Like when I used to fill this page up with advertisers, guys, it was so fucking easy. If I just took a week off from blogging and just had no blogs on Turtle Boy, I could have 20 advertisers by next week. And I almost want to do it just to show these idiots how fucking easy it is. I've never seen an easier sale in my life than Turtle Boy. Everybody and their mother likes Turtle Boy. Okay? Everybody's heard of it. Everybody knows about it. Why wouldn't you want to be fucking seen, right? So, I am looking for salesmen. Now, I am going to say this. Events. That's the next thing I want to do. And I have an announcement to make to you people right now. Speaking of Milford. We have we're doing our first live event in Milford at the Central Tavern, October 19th. Bristol and I will be doing the live show from Central Tavern in Milford. It's set, okay? And we ask for a $20 donation at the door. We'll have, you don't have to pay it, but it kind of defeats the purpose of a fundraiser if you don't. And we are going to be, and so obviously you can watch it live or you can come be there live, right? And we can have Turtle Riders come on the show fucking with us right then and there if you want. It's going to be fun. You're going to have a good time. There's going to be drinks involved. And so and we're going to have raffles and shit. And I'm really looking forward to that. And I figured Milford's the perfect place to do it because we're going to write about Milford a lot. And let's be honest, Milford's centrally located. It's right on 490, Worcester, Boston, and New Bedford. Milford's probably right in the triangle there, right in the center of the triangle. So we're going to be doing it in Milford. It's going to be awesome. And I'd like to do more events like that. So that's one way. I'm like, I'll just fucking go out and do it. I'll just go out and sell myself. And so I got a bar. So any other bars that would like to do this going forward, I'd like to start doing more live appearances like that as part of the fundraising tour for these freaking lawsuits. They drive me nuts. And you know there's going to be more of them. And by the way, you know who talked to Hadassah, right? Guess. Let me see if we can get the first person to tell me in the comments here who has been talking to Hadassah that I know is a fact. New Bedford Live's here. Excellent. Gaffney, correct. It is Gaffney. So Gaffney I saw the text messages between Gaffney and Hadassah, and it's just like, oh, it's the same shit with this guy. He never stops. However, he's not taking up her case. Like, he's definitely lost his steam. He's so upset and angry about it and, like, mad at the world. But he no longer has the fight in him. He actually referred her to George Leontire, who's representing Azadnia. And that is going to be interesting because she can't afford George Leontire. You have to be rich to hire George Leontire. He probably charges a lot of money an hour, and he only represents kind of like high-profile clients. So good luck, Hadassah, with that. Good luck with that. All right, so anyway, why don't we take any comments or questions you guys have about this? I plan to do one more blog on Hadassah. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or not. I just want to kind of wrap it up. I feel like we need some finality to it. But I've kind of covered all of the major shit that's happened there. Everybody's saying the Turtle Tavern should host. I was told the Central Tavern was big. It fits like 300 people. So I thought that would be ideal. Updates on Manuel, I have none, unfortunately. I have none. No, this is just iced coffee, man. Have you heard from Benny Boy? I am fascinated with Benny Boy. I'm fascinated with this kid, right? I waste too much time on his Twitter every day just reading him. Like, the guy, I've never seen anybody like him before. Like, he's literally a psychopath. The shit that he says over and over again. Like, the shit yesterday. Go and read the one yesterday about how he said he was attacked by Russians. That's like fucking wild shit. He's not actually going to sue or anything like that. But he is And he did apologize to Steve Robinson, and I think he realizes that like the jig is up, dude. The jig is up. So we might have seen the last of him. I don't know, but we'll keep an eye on it. It's just amazing that he still has followers. Like so many people have his back simply because they either hate Barstool or they hate Turtle Boy. Right? When you hate somebody like us, you go into any scenario so jaded that you can't see how full of shit this guy is because you're so consumed with hate for Turtle Boy. It's insane. All right, any other questions? Does Clive have a GoFundMe yet? Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. Saw Vlad driving in the donated van. Looked verbally abused. Shocking. Can we please call Benny on Saturday night? Yeah, if he answers. He's not the kind of... Benny ain't the kind of guy to answer. But I'll try to get him on. We'll see what happens. I love that Minahan is calling Barstool Huffstool. I know. That's how you knew that like Minahan is like a hardcore turtle rider. He referred to his own company as Huffstool the other day on his podcast. Right? It's like let's be honest, it's only a matter of time. I hate to say it until like Kirk and I and Steve have some sort of partnership, right? Right now they're working for. I mean, don't you feel like that way? It's like don't you feel like it's like a perfect match? Like we're both outcasts. Steve too. You know, he's essentially left the Howie Carr show and he's on his own. And we have the same audience. The Minifans and the Turtle Riders. There's a lot of crossover there, right? Our following on Twitter is almost exclusively Minifans. Like we have I think she's got the girl that runs the Twitter account has like 7,300 followers. Almost all of them are diehard. And so whenever we tweet a story like about like the Hadassah story wasn't very big on Twitter. Not that many people tweeted it, whatever. The fucking all the shit about Benny and all those other stories that gets tweeted like thousands of times. So I feel like eventually we're gonna have to have some kind of partnership. I don't know how that's going to work out. Obviously, they're working for Barstool now. I'm doing my own thing, but I feel like it's like a waste of a perfectly symbiotic relationship not to eventually down the line sometime. All right, Turtle Hand. I like that one. Benny would be more reachable if you interacted by tweets. Yeah, but he just blocks you, Laura. He just blocks you. He's the block king. Yeah, he was. Let's see. I'm surprised you guys don't do something. We might eventually. I mean, he's working for a company, and I'm sure the powers that be at Barstool do not like Turtle Boy. Somebody called up the other day. Was it the Rig Show? Was it Zero Blog 30? And called him out like about Turtle Boy. And you could tell they know. I'm sure Dave Portnoy knows what Turtle Boy is. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they make a concerted effort not to give us any credibility, etc. But they're corporate controlled, and Minahan can't be controlled. So that match is only going to work for so long. It's only going to work for so long. Yeah, like picture that. They brought Callahan back. If they just did their own thing, or the Kirk and Callahan show was brought back, Steve Robinson was producing it, and I was the third wheel. That would be the greatest show ever. Greatest show ever. What's the new Twitter? So the new Twitter is at TB. It's not really new. It's at TB Sporty. I have no control over it, though. I have no control because I am banned from Twitter, right? However, the woman who runs the Twitter account is not banned, and she doesn't work for us either, although I kind of feel like at this point she's like one of the crew. But she's never even been on Twitter before, and she fucking loves doing it. Like she's like living the life of Turtle Boy, like reading all the fucking messages that come in, the story ideas and shit. Like it's a pretty eye-opening experience. And, it's growing pretty quickly. So follow at TB Sporty on Twitter. That's, all that we have on there. What else are people asking? Can you DVR all Sox games? Who's still watching the Sox at this point, bruh? Sox are fucking toast. Pitching sucks. The Troll Sox guy, I'm working on him for a more long-term sponsorship, hopefully down the line. Yeah. Stidham looks great. Do you think they'll release Hoyer with 2 quarterbacks. I mean, when's the last time the Patriots had 3 quarterbacks? I can't even remember. Odds are yes, but, I mean, Stidham looks great. Stidham looks great, guys. So, obviously, he's going to make the team. That's a good question. I do. You got to get you a VPN, Unc. I do have a VPN. I have ExpressVPN. I have, like, the best VPN. Doesn't work. Can't tell you how many times people have told me that. Get a VPN. I did. I paid for it. It fucking doesn't work. If you guys don't think Twitter and Facebook have a way around VPNs, then you vastly underestimate how powerful and wealthy that they are. The amount of money and technology that they have. Portnoy's a spineless, not bringing back Kirk and Callahan, right? And people are like, well, no, that's fucked up to say because you're saying that, like, oh, these people didn't donate as a result of Kirk and Callahan. It's like, no, you fucking idiot, no. People did not donate out of spite. People donated in the past because they're so conditioned to turn into WEI, and they would turn it on and they'd be like, they're having a Jimmy Fund. I'll call them up right now and pledge $50, right? But if people aren't listening in the first place, they're not. I didn't even know the Jimmy Fund telethon was going on because I don't turn on WEI anymore because I don't listen to boring prepackaged garbage. So yeah, that's why. So nice going. Bob Murchison and Shirley Leung, ultimately, that's what their virtue signaling did. They literally cost the station, I mean, not that station, they cost the station a lot of money, I'm sure, in advertising revenue, etc. But they cost kids with cancer. I mean, that's how selfish these douchebags are. Their political agenda, like, you know, making people conform to whatever opinions you have on transgender athletes, that was more important than raising money for kids with cancer. They're willing to sacrifice $1 million towards kids with cancer in order to silence Kirk and Callahan. That is fucking evil, guys. Evil, right? And that's, liberals love to be like, that's why I laugh, by the way, whenever a fucking liberal lectures me about morality and shit like that. It's like, no, these are your fucking people, bro. Morality. You're the people that went after the Covington kids. You're the people that tried to destroy an innocent man in Brett Kavanaugh, right? You're the people who fucking side with the Antifa, right? You're the people who fucking literally are willing to silence any speech and sacrifice $1 million towards kids with cancer. So pardon me if I don't want to be lectured about morality by you, douchebag. Anyway, Rhode Island, if the Rhode Island ACLU thought the judge order was against the First Amendment, why doesn't the Mass ACLU evaluate what Yogapun lawyer is trying to do? I mean, because the judge hasn't done anything yet. I mean, that's what it comes down to. A judge has not done anything. Yes, I would like to do a press conference in Milford. Somebody asks. I would like to do that. Let's see. All right, I'm just trying to read the questions here. Any more questions? How many Bombas has Murchison bought? 0. So nice going, Bombas. There you go. All right. Have I reached out to Getroman yet? No, but I mean, Getroman is such a big company that you need an experienced salesman to go out and get them. I can't call up Mr. Getroman tomorrow. I can call up the local, pizza shop down the street or something like that, but I can't call up a big company like that. I'm going to be in Providence tomorrow. Should I go to Wild Zebras? I think you know the answer to that. Yes, if you're in the market for a venereal disease. Any more events with Jeff Cooner planned? I'd like to. I'd love to do some things with Cooner. All right. Looks like we're about done here. I'm going to call it a night, folks. But thank you for joining us. just a reminder, if you want to support what we do, hit that donation button or buy some gear in the Turtle Boy store. I'm going to start making some more t-shirts now that the store is back up and running. We got that fixed. And we will see you all this weekend for the live show. All right? Peace, Turtle Riders.